Good morning, my ride and die R.Kelly fans and supporters. How are you on this blessed Wednesday of January 29th of 2020? Am I right? Yeah, 2020, I guess. Um, I just wanted to just come really, really brief and just give you some updates on what's now surrounding R. Kelly. Now that it's gotten all out of my system about what just happened in the loss of our NBA player, um, Kobe Bryant, and his princess daughter, Gianna Bryant. May their souls rest in paradise. Um, of course, that tragedy has really, really taken a toll on me. It really hit so much deeply in my heart. I expressed all of that in my last video, even though you don't never meet someone. But if you were ever a person who watched basketball or had a love for basketball, or people in your family that, you love, had a love for basketball as well, just watching him just make his first introduction into the NBA, he was one of the youngest. He was 19 when he started playing for the Lakers. And he was drafted to play for the Lakers. But if you could do your own research and read up about, more about Kobe Bryant. I'm not gonna go all into all of that. But I just wanted to also just come to your attention about R. Kelly today. Yes, and what's surrounding him right now with Tim Savage and Jondelyn Savage going on Jamaal Bryant's platform with their attorney, Mr. Griggs, or whatever his name is, to discuss things about trafficking. Of all people, they went to Jamaal Bryant's um, platform. If you're familiar with Jamaal Bryant, which I am very familiar with Jamaal Bryant because I grew up in the African Methodist Episcopal Church. And I've known Jamaal Bryant history from the time he made his first, pastored his first church, the Empowerment Temple AME Church that is located in Baltimore, Maryland. I also am familiar with Jamaal Bryant's father, which is Bishop John Bryant, from the AME Church, from the AME district, whatever, the AME congregation, church, and all that. I know all about it. Okay. Now we all know who some of us know who Jamaal Bryant is. If we ever followed Jamaal Bryant, we know his history with women and even some alleged um, allegations against him with underage women from his congregation, also impregnating a 17-year-old during the time he was serving and pastoring Empowerment Temple AME Church in Baltimore, Maryland. We all know about his infidelity, that he cheated on his wife, even moved the girlfriend in, disrespecting his wife. We also know about his engagement to the R&B singer Tweet, and some other things about Jamaal Bryant. His relationship with the late Bishop Eddie Long. Now, who he is now, Jamaal Bryant has now been appointed as senior pastor for Eddie Long's church, which is New Birth Missionary Baptist Church in Lithonia, Georgia. Well, anyway, as I'm continuing to tell this story, or to tell this commentary here, Jamaal, I truly believe in my heart that these savages were used by God this time to go to Jamaal Bryant's platform. And the reason I tell you that is because he will be the best crisis manager for R. Kelly right now, being that he also had walked the same walk that R. Kelly has walked. That the situation, because it could have been Jamaal too. If you go do your research and find out about his allegations from the past, these claims were settled out of court. Jamaal denied any of the things that had happened, but like I said, the allegations, but they were settled. Same thing that supposedly R. Kelly was supposed to have done with his past. Them bringing up his past about him being in a videotape with a underage girl. That was acquitted. The allegations that were against him were acquitted, but they brought it back up. But this time when they brought it up, they brought more to it. And now they add in all this RICO and all these other things against R. Kelly, which we know R. Kelly is no criminal. He done none of these things. They just want to get him so bad that they're going to continue to keep in the minds of people by continuing to replay his past. So people can, the mind is tricky for people to continue to believe this stuff. To believe, oh yeah, he did this, he did that, he did it, yeah. That Lifetime went and did the docu-series and got people on their docu-series to say that R. Kelly was a monster and he messed with these young women and he had them chained up in the basement and he had them doing and devastating in bags and pills or whatever they were saying he was doing, which I don't believe none of this garbage. This is all exaggerated garbage stuff. And it's been every time you turn around, R. Kelly ain't been bothering nobody. He's incarcerated. We all know that. And illegally they doing this. They doing this because they have this, they sitting in these places to do these things. We all know that a lot of people know that R. Kelly is being mistreated and being treated wrong by the system and by the justice system. They all know that there is some big evil person sitting in these high places that are doing these things to R. Kelly. And they are trying to break, to shut everybody down and shut down his supporters as well, with threats to their livelihoods or to their families or whatever. And they're using families to keep going at him, to keep making, these public statements about him, to keep making things, to keep surrounding more and more of these ugly things about him, which we all know this stuff is being controlled by somebody else. Yes. Okay. But back to Jamaal Bryant. When God hands is in this, you can't fight with God. You can't fight against God. Or they gonna come for you. And they coming for you. Jamaal Bryant. They coming for you. Just like they came for the late Bishop Eddie Long. Let me, give some history on Bishop Eddie Long. Now, I was a partaker too in the slandering and the false gossip and the rumors and everything else that went to the public about Eddie Long coercing young men, and he was an undercover gay man that was having some kind of relationship with young men from his Longfellow Academy, which is an academy, a school or whatever out there in Ladonia, Georgia, which Eddie Long was the overseer of that academy, Bishop Eddie Long. Of course, because I had my own personal feelings against Eddie Long, so I felt I should jump on the bandwagon. But now the truth has surfaced, because these were people against Eddie Long that were in places to bring him down, because Eddie Long was speaking against same-sex marriages. And he was leading a big fight against it. And he led a big march against same-sex marriages. So these people came for Eddie Long. So they set this up that these young gay men will come saying that he was buying them gifts and taking them on trips and doing all this, that, and the other with him. And they planted these young men in his fellow Academy to make the public believe that this was true. But Eddie Long is no longer here to defend himself. But those who followed what went on at that time, we now know that I know the truth. That none of this was true. These were allegations. And Eddie Long, of course, he passed away a couple of years ago of some kind of long, fight with cancer. Just saying. Eddie Long, they said he was a gay man. They disgraced him. His family was hurt by all of this. They digged in his past about some things about him when he was a young man and all this other stuff. But I'm just saying, these people are wicked. And the people I believe came for him was the LGBTQ community because of what he was fighting against. Just like they coming for our brother, R&B legendary king of R&B, Robert Sylvester Kelly. And now they're going to come for Jamaal. But they trying to keep Jamaal quiet because they appointed him at a Baptist church. Jamaal ain't no Baptist. Jamaal was born, raised, breeded in the African Methodist Episcopal Church. But they appointed him. But God is going to assign him to take this fight on the right side this time. Whether he going to try to run from it or whatever, God got this. He chose you, Jamaal, to fight for your brother, Robert Sylvester Kelly. And I just wanted to just come with this video to come with that. So I wish I could bring more to you. But I gave you that much information, some history and some background that you can go and see for yourself. Read up about the Bishop Eddie Long, the late Bishop Eddie Long. May he rest in peace. And all of this. Jamaal Bryant, I'm just going to say your steps have been ordered by God. So to my fans and supporters for the Robert Sylvester Kelly, R&B king of R&B, you all be blessed and have a happy and blessed Wednesday. Peace.